The teasers dropped, the fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down by a single headline. Sana's secret revealed, like why she hid her acting debut for years, and why the internet is currently tearing itself apart over it.
Welcome to Starscope K Report. Join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
Right.
From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And today's mission for this deep dive into the source material is unpacking the absolute bombshell news of Twice Sana making her long-awaited acting debut.
Oh yeah, it is huge.
It is. And we are going to explore the mechanics behind the shocking fan backlash regarding the film's highly controversial plot.
Yep.
And then we are going to look at an explosive viral moment at Incheon Airport involving Rise's Seungchan.
That one completely fractured the
Literally
info.
divided everybody.
Yeah, and if you love staying updated on your favorites and getting the real context behind the headlines, make sure to subscribe to Starscope K Report. I mean, we've got even bigger scoops ahead.
Let's just get right into this San news. For years, there have been whispers, right? But suddenly, the headline, Sana's secret revealed, takes over the timeline.
Out of nowhere.
Exactly. I was looking through the official reports you pulled from OSIN and JYP Entertainment, and the sheer scale of this project caught me completely off guard.
It is massive.
Yeah.
I mean, after 11 years in the industry, 29-year-old Sana is officially starring as the female lead in a Korea-Japan co-production.
Wow.
Yeah, it's operating under the temporary title Nyang-i, which translates to kitty.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating here is the strategy behind keeping this under wraps for so long.
Right, because she's a massive star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you are dealing with a top-tier idol from a group like Twice, an acting debut isn't just some side gig.
No, definitely not.
It requires years of stealthy schedule coordination, quiet screen tests, and, finding a script that actually justifies pulling her away from group activities.
So, wait, if they kept it a secret to ensure everything was perfect, how does a massive cross-border production like this actually function? The logistics sound like an absolute nightmare.
Oh, that is exactly why the industry is watching this so closely. Filming starts in Japan this autumn, but the entire production is being run by an all-Korean staff.
Wait, really? The whole staff?
Yeah, completely. That is incredibly rare. Usually co-productions split the crew to appease local unions, but JYP and the production companies, so that's Cox, ANFIO, and JCON, they are basically exporting a Korean blockbuster infrastructure directly into Japan.
That is wild.
And they brought in heavy hitters like the directors Kwon Hyuk-shan.
Right, right. And even if you only casually follow K-dramas, you know his work.
Oh, for sure.
He's the visual architect behind massive, sweeping hits like Goblin and Boyfriend, which tells me they aren't aiming for a quirky, low-budget web series here.
No, they're going for cinematic prestige.
Exactly. Plus, you have screenwriter Nam Dae-jung, who just came off the success of 30 Days.
Yeah, the pedigree of that production team just guarantees a visual spectacle. But the element that truly set the fandom on fire is the casting of her co-star, Sato Takeru.
Oh, man, yeah.
He is widely considered Japan's top actor right now, like a master of the romance genre.
Right.
If you've seen the Rurouni Kenshin live-action films or the Netflix sensation First Love, you know the kind of gravity he brings to the screen.
Oh, definitely.
So to pair Sato Takeru with Sana is a calculated, brilliant move to completely dominate both the Japanese and Korean box offices simultaneously.
I mean, I get the business logic. It's a guaranteed moneymaker. But I do have to push back a little on the strategy here, especially when you look at the broader context of Twice's current era.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, we are talking about a group that has completely defied the 7-year curse of K-pop. They've kept their original 9-member lineup for over a decade.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, it is. And right now they are wrapping up their massive This Is For World Tour at the KSPO Dome in Seoul in July 2026.
Right, and prepping their 10th anniversary album, 10, the story goes on.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, features Dahyun's highly anticipated solo track, Chess.
Exactly. The group is operating at peak legacy status right now, and we are finally seeing them expand their individual footprints. But look at how Dahyun did it.
Oh, her acting run has been amazing.
Right. She had that devastating ankle fracture in February 2026, recovered, and then pivoted to serious, grounded acting.
Yeah, she really did.
She took an indie route with Run to You, did an intense melodrama called Love Me, and even won a Rising Star Award at Busan for You Are the Apple of My Eye.
She really built that indie cred credibility up.
She did. And even Jeongyeon is doing a gritty comedy horror, playing a military nurse in New Recruit, the movie.
Right.
So with Dahyun and Jeongyeon setting a precedent for taking these gritty, risk-heavy dramatic roles, is a glossy romance fantasy really the right strategic move for Sana's brand? It just feels a little, I don't know, manufactured by comparison.
It's a totally valid question, and it's precisely why this announcement is such a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Initially, the timeline was just flooded with support. It's a massive milestone for her. But wait till you hear what netizens uncovered about the actual plot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the fandom went from celebrating to furious in record time.
Yeah, let's talk about how quickly those polished agency press releases collided with internet reality.
It was so fast.
According to Koreabu, the actual premise of Nyang-i is that Sana will play a cat who transforms into a human for the male lead.
Yep.
And I gotta admit, when I first read that, my immediate thought was, how does that not look ridiculous on screen?
And honestly, that's the most generous reaction.
Right.
For the hardcore fandom, the reaction wasn't just skepticism about the CGI or the writing. It was this visceral discomfort with the optics of it all.
Yeah, because stans are fiercely protective of their idols' images.
Exactly. The dynamic of a female idol who has spent a decade being commodified by the music industry, now playing a literal pet who turns into a woman for an older male actor. It just triggered a lot of alarms.
And just to clarify for you listening, this isn't just fans being overly dramatic about a fantasy trope. There is a deep historical context here, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like regarding how Japanese media sometimes utilizes these specific tropes.
Yeah, the anxiety stems from a very real cultural critique. International netizens have long voiced concerns about fetishization tropes in certain sectors of Japanese entertainment.
Right.
Particularly the subservient supernatural girl trope, where female characters exist entirely for the male protagonist's gaze and comfort.
Which is yikes.
Yeah, and when you combine that specific trope with the intense parasocial protectiveness of K-pop fandoms, it's just a recipe for outrage.
Totally.
I mean, we saw viral tweets with thousands of likes saying things like, "I need a cigarette," and pointing out that this could turn weird pretty fast.
Plus, from the sources we reviewed, fans were digging into Sato Takeru's alleged reputation.
Oh, yeah, that didn't help.
Not at all. There are claims from international fans about a questionable history, which only pours gasoline on the anxiety. They were desperately begging for this to just be a cute platonic friendship movie rather than a romantic pairing.
Which brings us to the most frustrating part of this entire ordeal for the fans.
Yeah.
The absolute silence from the top.
Crickets.
Literally.
Yeah.
JYP Entertainment and the film's producers are operating as if nothing is wrong.
Typical.
They're releasing these sterile statements about how excited they are for this historic Korea-Japan collaboration, completely ignoring the firestorm happening in the replies.
It's fascinating from a crisis management perspective, like a movie studio dropping a controversial trailer and walking away while the internet burns.
Exactly like that.
They haven't issued a single clarifying statement. They haven't confirmed or denied if the relationship is romantic or platonic.
Which is driving fans crazy.
Yeah. But it's not just them being clueless. This is a very deliberate corporate strategy. It's essentially a PR cooling off period.
Right.
You don't put out a statement because acknowledging the outrage validates it. By starving the fire of oxygen, they are banking on the fact that internet outrage has a short shelf life.
Yeah.
They think that once the first official high-budget trailer drops and Sana looks incredible, the anger will magically turn into hype.
It's a massive gamble, though.
Yeah.
In the K-pop industry, silence often breeds conspiracy.
Oh, 100%.
Fans are incredibly organized, and they don't just forget things. They will demand to know the context of Sana's role until they get a clear answer.
It's going to be a masterclass in either brilliant restraint or catastrophic miscalculation by JYP.
Truly.
We're definitely going to be tracking how this production unfolds. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update as we continue following this whole Nyang-i controversy.
We'll keep our eyes on it for sure. But later in this deep dive, well, an idol finally snaps at the airport, and the internet is completely divided over who is actually in the wrong.
I'm so glad we are covering this because the contrast between these two stories is striking.
It really is. We go from fans trying to protect an idol's boundaries on screen to an idol having to forcefully protect his own physical boundaries in real life.
Yeah, so let's look at the facts of this incident. This happened in July 2026.
Right.
A video surfaces from Incheon International Airport ICN, and it goes viral almost instantly.
I saw it everywhere.
It shows Risey Seung-chan getting visibly angry. He is caught on camera snapping, like lashing out at someone who is aggressively invading his personal space as he's trying to navigate through a massive crowd.
It is such a raw, unpolished moment. And the reaction to it is the perfect case study in the cultural divide between domestic Korean netizens and international K-pop fans.
It's like night and day.
It is. They view the fundamental rights of an idol entirely differently.
Okay, break that down for us, because from an outsider's perspective, if someone shoves a camera in your face and trips you, you have the right to push them away.
Right. And that is exactly the international consensus.
Makes sense.
Global fans were absolutely hyping him up. You look at the trending comments, and people are tweeting things like, "Don't fucking mess with him."
Wow, yeah.
They are praising him for finally setting a firm boundary. For Western and international fans, bodily autonomy is a non-negotiable human right.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you are an A-list celebrity or a normal person on the street. If you are being mobbed, you have the right to defend your physical space.
But the domestic reaction wasn't just a little different, it was actually hostile towards Seung-chan.
Extremely hostile.
Yeah.
Domestic Korean netizens were genuinely shocked by the outburst.
Yeah.
The trending comments on Korean forums were saying, "I've never seen him this angry before," but it wasn't out of sympathy.
No, they were mad at him.
Many Knetz were criticizing what they called a poor personality. They labeled his attitude as rude, entitled, and a failure of his professional duties.
See, I struggle to wrap my head around that. How is getting angry at a mob a failure of professional duty? Is he just supposed to smile while getting trampled?
To understand why domestic fans reacted this way, you have to understand the underlying mechanics of airport culture.
Right.
This isn't just fans coincidentally showing up because they guessed a flight time.
From
Airport departures and arrivals in K Entertainment are highly orchestrated, unofficial fan meetings. It's an entire underground economy.
Right, agencies actually leak flight manifests, don't they?
Yes. The agencies coordinate with media outlets like Dispatch, ensuring photographers are there. Brands pay thousands of dollars for idols to wear their clothes on these airport runways.
It's all monetized.
Exactly. And then you have the sasaengs, the obsessive fans, who literally purchase flight data from airline insiders on platforms like Telegram so they can book the same flights or wait at the exact gate.
So the chaos is by design.
Exactly. And within that chaos, idols are assigned specific roles. Seung-chan is known as a visual in K-pop terminology.
Right, meaning he is designated as one of the aesthetic faces of the group?
Yep. His literal job in the eyes of the domestic industry is to look flawless, polite, and accommodating at all times.
Wow.
So when he lashed out, domestic fans didn't see a human protecting his space. They saw an employee breaking character and disrespecting the ecosystem that pays his bills.
That is a terrifying ecosystem.
It really is.
It's a pressure cooker where an idol is forced to walk an impossible tightrope. You are expected to maintain this polite, untouchable, perfect persona while simultaneously consenting to having your basic physical boundaries violated by hundreds of people.
Right.
It raises a fascinating question for you listening.
Yeah.
At what point does the expectation of the perfect, polite idol cross the line into demanding they sacrifice their basic human boundaries?
That is the core defining conflict of the Hallyu wave right now. The global spotlight is brighter than ever, the fandoms are larger, but the industry is still operating on rules from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We demand our idols be superhuman, but they are flesh and blood. Between Sana's controversial fantasy role and Seung-chan's real-life airport confrontation, we are watching the carefully curated idol image collide head-on with raw, messy reality.
It really feels like a breaking point. The agencies are losing their grip on the narrative.
And that leads to a really provocative thought when we look at the future of this industry. If human idols are this messy, if they need physical boundaries, if they get angry at airports, if their casting choices in movies spark massive cultural boycotts.
Right.
What happens when the agencies decide they don't want to deal with humans anymore?
Wait, are you talking about virtual idols?
Exactly. Think about the explosive rise of groups like PLAVE or the virtual avatars used by aespa.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We are entering an era where technology can create the perfect idol. A virtual idol never gets tired.
That is so true.
They never need personal space in Incheon Airport. They don't have secret relationships, and you can program them to act out whatever fantasy trope the fans want without any ethical backlash about human exploitation.
Because they aren't real.
Right. As the human reality of K-pop gets more complicated and harder to control, you have to wonder if the ultimate corporate solution isn't to give stars more humanity, but to replace them entirely with avatars that have none.
That is
It's
wild.
something to really chew on the next time you see a viral controversy.
You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.